If you're on a GLP-1 and everybody keeps saying, just eat more protein, like it's the easiest thing in the world to do, this video is for you. Because yes, protein matters. I know it matters. My doctor and my nutritionist have me on a pretty high protein goal, and I'm trying. But trying to hit protein goals when you're on Mounjaro, managing type 2 diabetes, dealing with strong appetite suppression while working stressful full-time days and still having a busy life isn't as simple as people try to make it sound. So this week, I'm showing you some of the real-life protein shortcuts that help me. Not perfect meals. This isn't a grocery haul. Not me pretending I have everything figured out, because I definitely do not. Just the convenient things I actually use to try to meet my protein goals without going back to obsessive tracking or spending my whole weekend doing meal prep. Welcome to Slow and Steady with Andy. I'm Andy, and I'm on Mounjaro for type 2 diabetes, PCOS, insulin resistance, and very slow weight loss. This week, we're talking about some of the real-life protein shortcuts that I use while trying to meet my protein goals on GLP-1, especially when appetite suppression, blood sugar, stressful work days, busy life make it harder than it sounds. I'll also share my week 3 update on 12.5 milligram Mounjaro, and at the end of the video, I will take my week 4 injection with y'all. So I have to tell you that one of the hardest things for me since being on Mounjaro has been trying to meet protein goals. Originally, when I started, my nutritionist said try to meet 90 to 100 grams of protein a day. But then most recently, when I went to visit her, let her know that my hair is thinning, she said we're going to up your protein to a minimum of 132 grams. She said I can have as high as 160 to 170 grams if I can get there. And just a quick disclaimer on coming up with the protein goal numbers. I had blood work done, and she determined that my kidneys are fine. There's nothing going on where having too much protein could actually be a hindrance. So before you decide how much protein you are going to have every day, I really urge you to work with your doctor or nutritionist. Get the proper blood work done to make sure your body is functioning properly to be able to handle the protein, so that you just are able to succeed instead of have even more health issues. Another reason why my nutritionist is really wanting me to focus on the protein is because at 51 years old, I am at the tail end of perimenopause, going into menopause. And if you don't know, when your hormones are going haywire as you're aging, your body can start to have muscle deterioration, bone deterioration. So it is really imperative that you maintain a really good level of protein. Another big factor for me for really wanting to meet my protein goals is, like I mentioned, my hair has been thinning. My hair's been thinning for at least a few years, but I definitely think it has accelerated since being on Mounjaro, and it's just really important to try and get my protein up there to see if that's going to help bring some of my hair growth back. And let me know in the comments if you can relate to what I'm about to say. When life is really busy, I have a lot going on. Not only do I have a full-time job, I'm very involved with church. I sing on the praise team, so our band has practice 2 times a week. I have my face painting side hustle going on. Lots of things to do around the house, activities with friends, family. We have a very full, busy life. And when there's so many things going on, I don't have time to really focus on necessarily cooking 3 solid meals a day. Now, I do have 3 solid meals a day because in this past year of navigating finding out I'm a type 2 diabetic, I find that my blood sugar does best if I have breakfast, lunch, and then my dinner I usually have but around 6 o'clock, definitely before 7 o'clock. And then towards the end of the night, I will have something with protein. Maybe it'll be like a slice of bread with peanut butter or apple with peanut butter, because otherwise, sometimes, since I do have my dinner pretty early in the evening, sometimes I get woken up with urgent low alerts. I just found that if I have peanut butter or something protein related, my blood sugar will stay stable through the night. And I know for a lot of people, the easy solution to really being able to know how much I'm having throughout the day is to do tracking. And I've done that. When I first started Mounjaro, I was using, my Fitness Pal, and that was like fun for maybe 3 days. And then I'm like, this is annoying. I just find it really frustrating because a lot of the things that I do have are things that aren't pre-made. So if I'm making overnight oats or something like that, there's just so many pieces of what I'm putting in it, and it takes like a half hour just to build that recipe. And here I'm doing it every day, 3 times a day. I can't. I I know the main things that I eat repeatedly. I am somebody who eats the same things over and over again, not because I don't like a variety of food, but because it is just easier for me to figure out the macros on something once and then know that I'm eating it every day or several times a week, and I don't have to keep tracking. So I know if I'm having my oatmeal in the morning, then this is what I should have at lunch, and then this is how I'll end the day with dinner. And I'm within my calorie range, I'm within my protein range. Well, usually within my protein range, but I know you guys understand what I'm saying. So no, I'm not doing the obsessive tracking. I just can't mentally deal with that. So while I do make a lot of my own foods when life is particularly crazy, convenience foods, yeah, they definitely have a place in our household. And before anybody says anything, I'm just going to address it right now. Convenience food does not mean junk food. Sometimes convenience food is just that thing that keeps me eating enough protein when life is busy. In my world, convenience food does not refer to drive-through meals or candy snack aisles or careless eating. For me, when I say convenience, I'm talking about healthy meal options that are fully prepared, ready to use, ready to eat. And also, even the convenience foods that I buy, since I have Meniere's disease and watch my sodium, even those options are carefully chosen. If I didn't keep some convenience food around, I probably would never meet my daily protein goals. If I didn't keep convenience foods around, this is what would happen. When I'm having a particularly stressful, exhausting day, week, whatever, if I'm sitting down after work, dinner time comes rolling around, and I start to feel hungry, if I didn't have something convenient on hand, I would opt for just having a cup of coffee and calling it a night. Because to me, the idea of getting up and having to put something fully together, cook something, whatever it is I would have to do, just is not worth it. I would rather just go to bed feeling hungry. And again, some of you may say, well, that's a good thing, Andy. You need to eat less. And to that I say, because as a type 2 diabetic, that's not how it works. If I don't have balanced meals throughout the day, then I will be waking up to my Dexy urgently, loudly warning me, to get up and have some glucose tabs or something. So that's just, it's not realistic. And the whole meal prepping thing is not realistic. It does not fit my lifestyle. I cannot do that. And I don't have the type of refrigerator that can hold a bunch of cute little meal prep containers in it anyways. So with all that being said and off my chest, I'm going to just show you a very small amount of some of my go-to things. There's about 5 or 6 of them, and these are things that I have in our refrigerator every week, or pantry, whichever, and they just really have helped me to meet my goals. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to show you, I get from Sam's Club. A lot of these things I think I get them from Sam's Club or Walmart. But these are just fire grilled, fully cooked chicken breasts, and each chicken breast has 150 calories and 29 grams of protein. And these taste really good. If you have Sam's Club, I definitely say check these out. They're super tasty, and I eat at least 1 or 2 of these every day. I'll cut them up to use on salads. I will warm them up just like this with maybe a slice of Swiss cheese on them, because Swiss cheese is the lowest sodium cheese I can find. Sometimes I'll just have it cold in some whole wheat bread with some lettuce and a little bit of mayo. And yeah, they're just super, super convenient. My second favorite thing is Oikos 000. This is the 17 gram version. They also have Oikos Pro. They are 0 sugar. The Pro has 20 grams, and that is the one I usually get, but Walmart was all out of them. So I got this, and if you like Greek yogurt, then you'll like the Oikos 000 or the Oikos Pro, because it's really on the thick side. And this is the vanilla. You guys, I rely on this. It's 100 calories for a serving, and again, 17 grams. So say I had a piece of chicken and a cup of this yogurt with some of my frozen berries on there, you're looking at a lot of protein really quickly. So don't rule out convenience. Another thing that I do use that yogurt for is one of the ingredients in my overnight oats. My overnight oats consist of oatmeal, almond milk, some of the yogurt, some of my frozen berries, some chia seed, and usually some cocoa powder, and then I'll use some peanut butter powder, because a serving of the peanut butter powder adds 5 more grams of protein to that. And that right there, that is a really good meal for fiber and protein. My next must-have, I always keep these in the house. These are the Chobani 0 added sugar, 20 grams, as you can see, and 170 calories. And just going back to that chicken really quick, if I have a chicken breast and one of these for like a lunch or whatever, I'll have it for breakfast or for dinner. But you're looking at 320 calories and 49 grams of protein. I mean, that's like about 1/3 of my protein goals in one meal. And I love these. I do get these from Sam's Club because we get a box of, I think it's 12 of them, but Walmart, Kroger, Meijer, whatever your local grocery store is, I'm pretty sure that they will carry these. My favorite are the strawberries and cream, and I think it's wild berry or triple berry. But I really like these because to me, they do not have that gritty, powdery type of protein feel that you can get from a lot of high protein type of drinks. So this, yes, always in our fridge. So another must-have for me are Built bars. I am very particular about protein bars, protein shakes. Like I was telling you with the Chobani yogurt drink. If it is chalky at all, it just makes me want to gag. And a lot of protein bars have like a really funky aftertaste that I just can't deal with. Built bars, though, you guys, this is like eating a candy bar. If you like marshmallow, what were they? Charleston bars. These remind me of Charleston bars. You'd probably have to refrigerate it or maybe pop it in the freezer a little bit to really have the like hardness of Charleston chews. That's what it is. But that's what these remind me of. And this particular flavor, which is a s'mores chunk, is 15 grams of protein and 160 calories. Now, this is not something I have every day or even every week, really. If you go back to my videos, you'll find a grocery haul where I hauled the box of this flavor and a peanut butter flavor. I think that grocery haul is like 2 months ago, and I still have half a box of these. But I do, if I know I'm going to be out a lot doing errands, doing some church functions, just whatever, maybe a long drive to somewhere, I will keep some of those in my purse just so if I do start to feel that type of hunger that's really like starting to mess with my head, that I have something rather than wanting to eat really bad and then resorting to going through a drive-through or something like that. And just to let you know right now, because I'm sure some of you wonder, okay, well, what does she eat? Fast food. I'm trying to remember the last time I had fast food. I do know for sure that it's been at least over a year since I've had anything from like McDonald's. I don't even know. I can't think. It's been over a year. It is, even before I started Mounjaro, I've just never been somebody who, well, I don't want to say never. Once I knew I had Meniere's and sodium would help me to not like fall all the time because my balance was just off kilter. I started to watch sodium, and that pretty much rules out like every fast food, even the most simplistic thing you could think of that you would think is, oh, there isn't a lot of salt in that through, a drive-through. There is. Everything has tons of sodium. So I've just avoided it, and I really don't miss it. I think in my younger years, I had so much fast food that now I'm just over it. I'd rather eat. I mean, I'll go to restaurants. Sometimes we go to restaurants, but I feel like restaurants are a lot easier to figure out what I'm having and eliminate some things and make sure that my sodium isn't going overboard. The next thing I have to show you isn't a food item. It's something I add to my water. And my nutritionist specifically recommended this particular brand. And it is Kion, Kion. And it is a amino supplement. It's vegan, non-GMO, gluten-free. This particular flavor is what? Mixed berry. I did get this off Amazon, and my nutritionist told me to get this brand. She gave me another brand. I forget what it was. This just happened to be the one that I remembered in my head after my doctor appointment. But she said that although this does not have protein in it, that the supplements that are in this are equivalent to 30 grams of protein. And when I say equivalent to, the way she explained it to me was that the particular supplements in these aminos are for muscle recovery, retaining muscle. So just like protein helps you retain muscle, build muscle, not lose muscle, this can kind of fill in that gap. So what I do is 1 scoop of this is equal to 30 grams of protein. That's how she explained it to me. I'm not a doctor or medical professional. I'm just sharing with you what my professionals have told me. And what I do is I do half a scoop in a 40 ounce of water at a time. And I also add like a Crystal Light packet or a sugar-free type of packet, because although this, when you open the container, it smells amazing. I'm like, oh, I'm going to love this. I'm going to be able to drink this all the time. It does have a little bit of a weird taste, but the way I have found to work around that is half a scoop, a pouch of some type of zero sugar something in my water, and it tastes really good. And I do it twice a day. I drink at least 120 ounces of water a day. So 2 of those usually get this 3 or 4 times a week. I only use it if I know that I've been slacking on my protein. But anyways, if you're interested in learning more about this particular brand, then go ahead and click on my Amazon storefront. The link is in the description down below. And one other kind of disclaimer I want to share with you is my nutritionist did advise me not to just go for cheaper brands that I found online. I guess that a lot of the cheap, questionable brands that are out there have been known to have disturbing ingredients, let me say. So this is a trusted brand that she has researched, and that's why she recommended this one. Okay, so I'm going to share a couple more things with you. These are also items that are always available in our house. This particular one is my husband's favorite, although I think it's really, really good too. Again, it's not chalky at all, but these are the Fairlife 30-gram protein drinks. This has 150 calories and it says 30 grams. And let's see. I think it's sugar-free. I think it has 4 carbs, something like that. I don't know. I don't have my glasses on, so I can't read it. It's like really small. Maybe we can see it this way. But really super tasty. I think of all the chocolate type of protein drinks that I've tried over the years, to me this one tastes the closest to like store-bought chocolate milk. Do you know what I'm talking about? Like the kind of chocolate milk that came in the gallon next to regular milk. That's what this reminds me of. It's not Nestle Quick chocolate milk. But anyways, try it. It's pretty good. And then the last thing I'm going to show you is Hormel Natural Choice Oven Roasted Deli Turkey. They also have another one. I think it's like hickory smoked. I'll get either or. And the reason I started picking this one out is just because the ingredients were cleaner. But these are 60 calories for 3 slices and 11 grams of protein. So if I pair 3 slices of this with a slice of Swiss cheese, which is 5 grams, and then maybe I will drink, again, one of my yogurt drinks, or maybe I'll even do the Fairlife drink. Calorie wise, it's really, really good amount of calories for a meal, not using too many of your daily calories. I find it satisfying. At least, it satisfies my hunger. I don't really get super hungry since being on Mounjaro, especially ever since 10 milligram. Appetite suppression has stayed really strong. Being on 12.5, appetite suppression is still really strong. So this is the last actual item I was going to show you, but I don't want to go without mentioning some of my other must-haves, and that is eggs, hard-boiled eggs, scrambled eggs, just eggs in general. I probably have eggs 3 to 4 times a week, and I think pretty much every breakfast I pair the 20-gram Chobani Zero Sugar with something. Some of the other things that are go-tos for me are canned albacore tuna. Probably twice a month we'll get a rotisserie chicken from Sam's, and I will take all the chicken off of there as soon as I get it home, put it in a container, and then throughout the week I'm taking out either just eating it cold as is, or adding it to a sandwich, or adding it to like a low carb tortilla with lettuce and cheese and, making a wrap out of it. But yes, I really do rely on a lot of those things. One other thing that I do try to incorporate weekly to meat protein that isn't a meat are beans. I make my own, I guess you could say, refried beans in my Instant Pot, but I'm able to control the sodium in them. I don't add any fat to them. So I think they're just a really healthy version of whatever it is that comes in the can. And I use dried beans. One bag of dried beans makes a huge amount of it. And what I'll do with that is I'll spread some on a tostada, top it with maybe lettuce, tomato. Sometimes I'll put some of that Sam's Club grilled chicken. I'll slice some of that, put it on there, and it just makes a really, really satisfying type of meal. If you're missing Taco Bell, try something like that because I really enjoy it. And yeah, so those are the biggest convenient foods that I can think of to share with you. So while all those things do help me try to get my 132 grams of protein and upwards every day, there are areas where I still struggle. One of the things that I feel like I still struggle with is getting enough fiber every day. I try to keep things on hand like apples, grapes. Oatmeal, like I mentioned, is one good way to get some fiber. Whole wheat bread. The beans that I've been eating are good for protein and fiber. I have broccoli at least 4 times a week. So I am trying to do that. Oh, and salad, of course. I have salad at least a few times a week. Or I make sure to use lettuce and greens on my sandwiches or whatever I'm eating. I really do think I need to also try and get more focused on maybe finding some more convenience for meeting fiber as well. And if fiber is something really important to you, that you try to meet a certain goal every day, I would love to hear some of what you eat or use to meet that, because I could use some suggestions, you guys. If you're on a GLP-1 trying to hit your protein, manage your blood sugar, lose weight, not lose your hair, protect your muscle, and still live an actual life, I would love for you to subscribe and stay on this journey with me. And if this video is helping you feel a little less alone on your journey, please hit the like button. And if YouTube gives you the option to hype it, that helps push this video out to other people who are trying to figure this all out too. Okay, so that was my whole protein shortcut side of things. Let's go into my week 3 on 12.5 milligram update. As far as this dose, I really don't feel much difference from the 10 milligram, although I have noticed that a few times a week in the morning, I will have diarrhea. It only lasts for just really the first hour or two of the day, and then it goes away. So I'm not sure what that is. The only real change going on is maybe stress, because I've been under more stress than I have been in a long time. So I don't know. I'm just mentioning it because that is something new since starting 12.5, because other than gassiness, I really haven't had many negative side effects this whole time. Like I mentioned earlier, appetite suppression is super strong. Food noise, what's that? I don't have any food noise anymore. Blood sugar has been pretty consistently stable. There are a few times where I might dip too low and I get an urgent low alert, but other than those few times, maybe in a week, my blood sugar stays within my range of 70 to 180, which is amazing. As far as my sleep, stress is still really affecting that. The past couple weeks, I have felt almost like an insomnia feeling where usually around 10 o'clock at night, I'm feeling pretty drowsy, ready to go to bed. It's like 11:30, 12 o'clock, and I just, my body feels tired, but my mind is like awake. So I think that I really do need to get back into the groove of taking my melatonin strips every week. Every night, at least for a couple weeks. My doctor said that that was okay to go ahead and maybe for the next month or so, take it every night and just try to get my body back into a groove. So we'll see how that goes. As for my weight, I will pop up on the screen like I usually do. It's the screen recording of my Scales app when I'm weighing myself. Last week, if you watch my video, I think it was 234.2 on the day I weighed in. And as you can see, it's 234.5. So really not much of a difference. I will take it as long as I'm not jumping up like pounds. I'd rather be jumping down pounds, but this is slow and steady, and my body's determined to live up to the name that I gave my YouTube channel. So that's okay. That is really okay, because slow and steady wins the race, right? As far as working out and all that, this week is still a no-go for me doing formal working out, but when it is summertime and I am dealing with my garden, I'm dealing with yard work, a lot of stuff, pool maintenance, all of that, and it's hot out especially, I am burning lots of calories after work. That's first thing I do when I get off of work is I am outside taking care of everything I need to take care of, watering, deadheading all my flowers, sometimes cutting the grass, for sure trying to get my garden put back together. I've been burning a lot of calories. I'm not worried about it, but I would like to get back into a groove because mentally I really enjoy going onto my treadmill every day after work. Number one, it's nice and cool in our basement. It's quiet. I kind of keep the lights off and just relax and let my mind unwind and walk. And I'll definitely be doing a lot more activity outdoors, not so much relying on indoor type of workouts. That's more what I focus on for like winter, cold months, rainy days. But I just thought I would share that with you in case you're wondering. Okay, so all that being said, I'm going to take my week 4 12.5 milligram Mounjaro injection. So let me get prepared. I am going to do my left arm this week because I'm pretty sure I did my right arm. So let me do that. And before anybody asks, let me just show you this. I was practicing some of my face painting, and this was the pretty little girl that I did today. I'm so proud of her. She's so cute. All right, let me get this ready, and then I will poke myself for the world to see. And of course, here comes my favorite part. 3, 2, 1, go. That wasn't too bad. It really stung a lot less than usual. So I don't know. I didn't do anything different. I must have just got a nice spot, I guess. I'll have to tattoo a ring around that spot. So maybe I'll use that every other week. Anyways, if meeting protein is hard for you while on GLP-1 too, I really hope that this video helped give you some ideas without leaving you feeling like you have to do everything perfectly. We do not need a perfect meal prep life to keep taking care of our bodies. We need doable steps, real food we can actually use, and enough grace to keep going. Slow and steady still counts, and I will see y'all next week.
Seen a lot
Bye!
of change, been through a lot of pain. Some things are not the same as they were a year ago, but all will be okay. I move on each and every day. The past is where it stays, way back a year ago. I've changed for the better this time. I thought I would never be fine. I strive just to say I'm alright, and for the first time in a long time I'm alright. I've seen a lot of change, been through a lot of pain.